I'm interested in communication philosophically. I'm interested in communication as an open process. I'm interested in communication as a two-way road, as a multi-logical system, in the sense that communication for me is at the very core of everything, even life itself. The central work in the natural history of the Enigma is a plantimal, a new life form I created and that I call Edunia, a genetically engineered flower that is a hybrid of myself and Petunia. The Edunia expresses my DNA exclusively in its red veins. Because this creature is not 100% plant or animal, it really is a hybrid that the history of evolution has not produced, but obviously nature allows, because otherwise I couldn't do it. I think that bioart will continue to evolve in new and different directions, and that will happen in part, not only, but in part due to developments that will make different media and different possibilities available. The general term that is now being employed is synthetic biology. It's not fundamentally different from everything that we have talked about in the past with cloning and transgenics and different kinds of life forms. But synthetic biology is a more systematic program that believes in the possibility of a ground-up, bottom-up synthesis of life. All right, rolling? I composed the 12 poems in Aromapoetry so as to provide the reader with a broad field of aromatic experiences. The titles simultaneously delineate and open up the semantic sphere of each work. I worked with scientists at Collège de France in Paris. It's the #1 research institution in France. And they hand-mixed for me a nanolayer that contains the molecules and bonds them to the page, releasing them very, very, very slowly. In my book, Aromapoetry, the first book ever written exclusively with smells, readers find 12 aroma poems that range widely in their material structure and semantic resonance. While I compose some of my aroma poems with only 1 or 2 molecules, most of them are composed of dozens of molecules each. In some cases, a single poem has distinct olfactory zones on the page, each comprised of dozens of molecules each. In other words, the level of molecular intricacy of the works in Aromapoetry varies from the very simple to the extremely complex. You could think of poetry and philosophy as two sides of the same coin, in the sense that traditionally, if you go back to the etymology, the poet is the one who makes. So poetry has the freedom to make up worlds. And philosophy has been primarily preoccupied in understanding this world that we find and we find ourselves in. I think that artists will always continue to search and to innovate. It's intrinsic to art itself, to say that there's nothing new, that there is no innovation, and that there's nobody doing anything that had not been done before. Simply, that's not the art that I see out there.